Three, two, one. The Economic Collapse blog.com. The Economic Collapse blog.com. Awesome site. Love it. Not because it's so gloomy and doomy, because I do like that kind of stuff, because it's realistic, which I like even more. This is by Michael Snyder on September 6, 2016. I'm recording this September 7th. Okay, so something about the subprime mortgage meltdown. I'm going to read this to you as you can follow along with the bouncing ball. Do you remember the subprime mortgage meltdown from the last financial crisis? Well, this time around we're facing a subprime auto loan meltdown. An auto loan meltdown. Remember me saying it was Carmagheddon? I coined that, by the way. I want royalties. Just kidding. Anyway, Carmageddon. Yeah. In recent years, auto lenders, banks, big corporations, have become more and more aggressive. And they have been increasingly willing to lend money to people that should not be borrowing money to buy a new vehicle under any circumstances. Let's read that again, and let me paraphrase. People are spending money they shouldn't. Gabish, that's it. Just like with with subprime mortgages, this strategy seemed to pay off at first, but economic reality is beginning to be felt in a major way, not minor, in a major way. Delinquency rates are up by double-digit percentages. It doesn't show a chart here, but I checked it out, definitely. And major auto lenders are bracing for hundreds of millions of dollars of losses. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm willing to bet it's a lot more than that. I'm not saying that Snyder is wrong. I'm just saying that that's just my opinion. I think it's more. We are a nation that is absolutely drowning in debt, and we are most definitely going to reap what we have sown. The size of this market is larger than you may imagine. Earlier this year, the auto loan bubble surpassed the 1 trillion mark for the first time ever. Really, how much? 1.027 trillion. You can read the subtitles there. Again, economiccollapse.blog, collapseblog.com if you want to read it. I'll post a link. The average size of an auto loan is a record high at $29,880. That's the average record high. Just a little shade under 30 he had to add in. Of course, I'm looking for an auto myself, and so this kind of grabbed my attention. I'm like, maybe I should wait because my auto does work, and even though it's getting older, it works. And even though it kind of looks just a little tiny bit ratty, and what I mean by ratty, maybe a ding here and there, it works. And maybe I should get my, spruce it up. Maybe, get new wheels. And by the way, I looked at Craigslist. The wheels there are just if you go to a store and buy wheels for your car, I'm talking about the metal wheels, you're getting screwed. Just look at Craigslist auto parts. Um, Incredible. Anyway, I go on and on, but basically, I've been looking for one, and yes, these numbers are correct because I've been looking extensively to buy. Well, I was looking for a new car, and I'm like, no, not 30,000. And 30,000 is conservative. If you want a decent new car, I'm not talking about a spec. I'm not talking about a kiddie ride with no safety features. I'm talking about a real car. Okay. So, in order to try to help people afford the payments, I'm reading the article again. Auto lenders are now stretching loans out for 6 or even 7 years. I did a video on this about 10 years. Jason Ipfor talked about this as well. At this point, it's almost like getting a mortgage, isn't it? Isn't it really? But even with those stretched out loans, the average monthly loan payment is a record $499, and that's $500 a month. 500 what? For one car? For how long? That is an average loan size. Let me tell you something. This is very correct. To me, this is absolutely infuriating. This is Michael Snyder saying to me, which I totally agree. Because only a very small percentage of wealthy Americans are able to afford, wealthy Americans? Are able to afford about $500 monthly payment on a single vehicle. Wealthy Americans. Okay. I don't consider myself wealthy. I can afford it. I choose not to. Many middle class American families are only bringing in $3,000 to $4,000 a month, which is very true. Before taxes, extremely true. How in the world do they think that they can afford a $500 a month loan payment? I mean, really, when it comes down to it, it's about affordability. It's about, oh, let's see that little thing called wages. Let's go on. Just like with subprime mortgages, people are being taken advantage of severely. And the end result is going to be catastrophic. Such words for the U.S. financial system. And I totally agree, by the way. Already, auto loan delinquencies are rising to very frightening levels. Get yourself a tow truck, open up a repo business, and you'll get this is the new wave, at least for the next few years. In July, 60-day subprime loan delinquencies were up 13%. 60-day, okay, on a month-over-month basis, and were up 17% comparing to the same month last. So basically, frightening levels. Subprime delinquencies went up. Prime delinquencies were up 12% on a month-to-month over basis, and we're up 12%, and we're up 21% compared to the same month last year. That's 100% right there increase. So yes, basically, prime delinquencies are going south. We have a huge crisis on our hands, and major auto lenders are setting aside massive amounts of cash. Again, major auto lenders are setting aside massive amount of cash in order to try to cover these losses. And he quotes a USA Today article, something about 449 million, blah, 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 credit losses. Okay, meanwhile, other big corporations are also alarmed about the economic health of average U.S. Consumers. Economic health of average U.S. consumers. Oh, they're peddling fiction. Let's go on. Just check out what Dollar General CEO Todd Vasos had to say about this just the other day. And there's a little link on that article. I'm not going to look into that, but I basically know what it is. Dollar General, a cheap, basically you go there to buy dollar stuff. I mean, I went in there. Yeah, there's some things that are more than $1, but you know what? I'll give you a little hint, little advice. Try the thrift store first. Yeah, it's used stuff, and sometimes it's ratty, but sometimes you find some awesome bargains. And I always go there first. The stock market may seem to be saying that everything is fine for the moment. Well, we know what props up the stock market. Cheap money being printed, blah, blah, blah. But the hard economic numbers are telling a completely different story. Hard economic numbers telling a completely different story. Absolutely. What we're experiencing right now looks so similar to 2008. It's actually 2008 now, with the exception of the stock market falling. It's basically the way I see it. All the indicators point to that. It's actually almost 2009. That's pretty bad. And I'm just peddling fiction. Sorry, just peddling fiction. Okay, and this includes big institutions just dropping dead. And here's where The other portion of the article comes in, which is very interesting. Brand new news as of yesterday, September 7th, 2016. I'll read that again. What we're experiencing right now looks similar to 2008 and includes big institutions dropping dead seemingly out of the blue. Boom! What the excuse me, I almost said something bad. I don't want to be booted out from Google, for saying something bad. Ooh, a naughty word. Bad, bad. On Tuesday, that was, let's see, was that yesterday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. I had to check. On Tuesday, that was yesterday, we learned that ITT Technical Institute is immediately shutting down, permanently closing all locations from Los Angeles. This is from the Los Angeles Times report, which is very true because it's been checked. It actually has happened. I have to read this quote. I have to read it. He quotes a little article on the Los Angeles Times. But before I do that, let me go on to what he says next. As a result of the shutdown, 35,000, I read 40,000, students are suddenly left out in the cold, and approximately 8,000 employees lost their job in I just snapped my fingers, instant. What does that have to do with subprime lending? Oh, it's all to do with subprime lending. It's all federal financial aid. Let me read that little insert. Los Angeles Times report. The company that operates the for-profit chain, which is the ITT company, has been, by the way, around for 50 years or more. One of the country's largest announced that it was permanently closing all its campuses nationwide. Huh? This is the education. This is Big Ed. Big Ed. What's going on with Big Ed? Big Ed, what's going on? Hey, Big Ed. Big Ed's taking a hit. It blamed the shutdown on the recent move by the U.S. Education Department to ban ITT from enrolling new students who use federal financial aids. Basically, why did they shut down federal financial aid when it got unplugged? And when it gets unplugged, what happens? Money dries up, not in a week or in a month. Instantly! Boom! They shut down. Federal financial aid keeps ITT going, therefore. That's what this is telling me. And it's in the same light as Carmagheddon, federal financial aid. Interesting. 2 quarters ago, there were rumors, this is a quote, by the way, there were rumors about the school having problems. But they told that anyone who already has a student, was already a student, would be allowed to finish, said Wiggins. Mrs. Wiggins? Sorry, that was a little, I'm dating myself way back. Who works as an assistant manager for family run auto parts business and went to ITT to open new, quote unquote, open new opportunities. So, what does Wiggins say? She's quoted in the article. I'm angry. Am I angry? I'm daggone angry, he said. Oh, wait a minute. I thought it was a girl. Oh, sorry. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He said, I'm angry. I'm like angry times 10 million, dude. And you went to ITT. Okay. Again, I'm going to read that other portion. The article ends here as far as the quote of the Los Angeles Times. I'm going to keep reading what Michael Snyder has to say. As a result of this meltdown, 35,000 students are suddenly left out of the cold, and approximately 8,000 employees have lost their job. I heard a little bit more on a student, but whatever. This is what happens during a major economic downturn. Well, wait a minute. Well, the stock market's shut up. But this shut up. Stock market don't mean crap. Gabish. Large institutions that may have been struggling under the surface for quite a while suddenly give up and drop a bomb. Boom! on those that suddenly, by the way, in a few weeks, hey, Stews, let me tell you something. You're going to have to go somewhere else to learn, that TCP/IP crap. Gabish, you, the one with the school bag, drop it. I'm sorry, I digressed. Let me go on. Okay, large institutions, they may have been struggling under the surface for quite a while, so suddenly give up and drop a bomb on those who were depending on them, like students and these 8,000 employees, in the months ahead. There will be a lot more examples of this. Actually, there were some already in the past. Already, some of the biggest corporate names in America have been laying off thousands of workers until 2016. Corporation. Wait, let me do the math. Corporations are laying off. Yeah, let me go to school to buy a sheepskin, which is a little document that says you spent some time in school learning nothing, by the way, and then go work. Knocking a hello, corporation. Hi, can I have a job? You're what? What's a hiring freeze? Is that in the refrigerator, or is that like a soda? Or no, you're not hiring. Oh well, is it you're actually laying off thousands of workers this year. Mass layoffs are usually an early warning sign that big trouble is ahead. Really? Do tell. So keep a close eye on those companies. Please don't. My comments. I love Michael Snyder. Okay, great guy. Just these are just my comments. I just love commenting. Anyway, mass layoffs are usually an early warning sign that big trouble's ahead, so keep a close eye on those companies. The pace of the economic decline has been a bit slower than many, including myself, originally anticipated. Oh, he says including himself? No, including everybody, Michael, as you know, I'm sure. Many, he says many. Everybody I know, like that are awake, are like, when the hell is it going to happen? So, but without a doubt, it has continued. And that's true. And it is undeniable that the stage is set for a crisis that will absolutely dwarf 2008. Our national debt has nearly doubled since the beginning of the last crisis. Corporate debt has doubled, student loan debt has doubled, auto loan debt has crossed the trillion mark, and the total household debt crossed the 12 trillion mark. Man, that household owes a lot of money. When you owe 12 trillion, you're part of the club. I'm just kidding. No, of course, an aggregate household debt crossed. Basically, what's going on here, lots and lots and lots of debt. More debt upon more debt. We are living in the greatest debt bubble in world history, and there are signs that this giant bubble is now starting to burst. And when it does, the pain is going to be greater than most people would dare imagine. So basically, yeah, you got a problem here. We got a problem, and how do you profit from it? How do you make money off of it? You stay away from buying this type of car, an average of $29,880. You stay away from loans. Hey, you need a car? Get a used car. Put down as much money as you can on it, and try and borrow the rest from a legitimate bank. Don't go to a dealer. Okay, they're just anyway. That's all I have to say today. Thanks for watching and listening. And man, ITT Tech. Of course, I didn't go there. But I have to say that I did go to a technical college, which is accredited and still around. And I have to say that if that would have happened to me at that time, I wouldn't be just angry times a million. Oh, no, 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 no. No. I would be, well, you know, I wouldn't be happy. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to stop right there. Thank you.